Untold Stories of Ancient Rome. Octavia said passionately that the history books won't mention her grandmother's name, but she commanded a legion dressed as a man for 10 years. Cassius replied skeptically that that's a tale to amuse drunks. Octavia earnestly explained that her grandmother fought in Germania, bled with the men, and won battles the generals claimed credit for. Cassius asked inquisitively why she didn't take the glory then. Octavia answered defiantly that Rome fears women with swords more than barbarians with axes. Titus cynically stated that the Colosseum was built on stolen gold, not from conquest but from temples. Valeria asked in shock, "Temples?" Titus responded somberly that the treasury drained the vaults of the temple in Jerusalem, melting sacred relics to build monuments of death. Valeria disbelievingly said, "That's blasphemy." Titus bitterly corrected her, saying, "No. That's history if you listen close enough to the bricks." Marcellus, haunted, recalled being 10 when he saw them poison the water. Lucia asked in shock, "What?" Marcellus grimly explained that the aqueduct near Capua was poisoned by the governor because he had rivals there, adding lead to the lines slowly and quietly. Lucia, horrified, asked how many died. Marcellus bleakly said enough to silence a vote, fewer than a war, just enough to go unnoticed. Seneca the Younger, resigned, said they told him to die with dignity, that his death would bring honor to philosophy. A slave desperately pleaded, "Master, please." Seneca defied, saying they didn't want philosophy, they wanted silence. Nero didn't fear his words, but feared he might still write them. The slave choked up, saying he could run. Seneca melancholically remarked he couldn't run from an empire built on eyes and ears. You run, survive, and tell the truth if it ever matters. Flavia sorrowfully told how her brother was crucified outside Alexandria, not for theft or murder. Aelia curiously asked why then. Flavia resolutely said it was for drawing a map, a better one that showed Rome wasn't the center of the world. Aelia, astonished, asked if he died for a map. Flavia tragically explained he died because he drew a world where Rome was small and truth was dangerously big. Gaius intensely stated that they say Caligula went mad, but have you ever been raised in a palace of daggers? Livia skeptically remarked that he named his horse Consul. Gaius bitterly explained it was because the real consuls had less backbone and that horse never betrayed him. Livia inquisitively said he sounded like he admired him. Gaius fearfully replied that he feared what Caligula became, and more, what made him become it. Drusus revealed that rebellions don't begin with swords, but with bread. Sabina confusedly asked, "Bread?" Drusus apocalyptically stated that if they cut the grain supply for 3 days, the forum would burn. Sabina, concerned, asked about the Senate. Drusus cynically said they'd light the match themselves, all for a seat slightly closer to Caesar. Lucilla cautiously asked if you hear them chanting his name. Julia curiously asked, "Who?" Lucilla knowingly said the general returning from Parthia will be offered the purple. Julia worriedly asked what if he refuses. Lucilla cynically said then they'll poison his wine and crown the next fool, because Rome doesn't love rulers, just the idea of one. Cassius, now older, regretfully reflected that all these years he kept quiet, wrote what they told him to, and burned what mattered. Octavia encouraged him to start now and tell what's left. Cassius reflected that the truth was never lost, just buried beneath marble and fear. Octavia determinedly declared that they should start digging.